I'm talking like I've uploaded a dozen videos. I have not. So, to get back into the swing of things, I thought we could do like a very simple get ready with me, because that's simple. Also, I wanted to give you like a little life update. Yeah, let's begin. To kick things off, I thought we could put on jewelry first, because I kind of forgot to do that before filming. So my idea would be to wear like simple jewelry, because we are also doing a very simple makeup look. So I'm only gonna put on one necklace, which is this one with the cross. I tied it a little too tight, wait. Okay, this one with the cross. I like wearing this when I'm wearing black, because like I think it gives a nice transition between the black clothing and your face. I don't know if that makes any sense. So next, I've missed doing ASMR so much, you don't even know, you don't know. Next, we have this bracelet here. I cannot see the viewfinder, so excuse me if this whole video is out of focus. Lass uns nicht den Teufel an die Wand malen, but I can't do anything if that's the case. So this bracelet, very simple also. And for the other arm, I'm gonna put on this neck bracelet. Very nice. I think it's very, 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 very pretty. And then also for this arm, I'm gonna put on this bracelet. And then for this arm, I'll also put on this bracelet here. Let's get started with the makeup look. Well, first things first. The first thing I'm gonna do is put on concealer. Lasha. I don't know. I've seen so many people use this exact concealer, and I thought, okay, if so many people use it, even though there's cheaper like drugstore alternatives, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna try it out. But I found that I really, really do not like the formula. I think it's a little bit dry. I think it highlights your skin texture. So I guess if you're only dealing like with redness or something, and you don't really have any like texture problems, like don't have pimples or something, maybe this would be great for you. But in other cases, I really, really do not like it. But whatever. I thought like the applicator looked so fun, so I thought it must be good, which is very silly logic, of course. For my eyelids, I'm gonna use the Fit Me foundation. I don't really have an opinion on this, because this is the only foundation I've ever had. I didn't have any else, because I never do like a full face of makeup, so it is. I'm just using it up very slowly. I've tried to think about why I've been uploading and why I've You could argue that is silly, but I think you would be right. So yesterday I went. I've got something in my eye. Do you see that? I got it out yesterday. So I've turned down the gain a little bit because I thought you were hearing my roommate, my ex-boyfriend, too well in the background. But I don't want to ask him if he could be more quiet. So I hope you can deal with the background noise. I'm so sorry. Oops. So yesterday I drove to Berlin by train to go to a club, as you can tell, which is the the worst club I've ever been to, basically. But the thing is, right? You're going to a club. It's awful. You don't want to go there again. But every Friday until midnight, girls get in for free and get 10 euros or 5, I don't know, like drinks for free, like a little card which you can buy drinks with, worth 10 euros. Apparently I'm very buyable. So I've decided to go there, despite the fact that I live in Leipzig, of course, which is like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, I think, away from Berlin. So actually I wanted to go there so I would arrive around 22 o'clock. That's 10, I think. So I would have 2 hours left before I needed to get in. Because after midnight it is of course 15 euros entry. I didn't go there alone, of course. I went with a friend who lives in Berlin and her friends. Now, the thing is, I wanted to cut somebody's hair before then, so I knew, oh, okay, I don't have that much time, this is gonna be a little bit hectic, but also the thing is, I know that he is, not particular about his hair per se, but, he's someone that values the way he looks, which is normal and fair and fine, but before that, I've only ever cut people's hair with short hair who didn't really value the way they look, or I guess their hair looks that much. I knew that it would be a little bit more not intense, but I needed to lock in more, But I didn't know that I would take that long to cut his hair. So in the end, the train which I cut was the one that arrived 23:20, which is fine, right? 40 minutes until I would need to pay entry. So I think very fair. But however, the German public transport sucks ass. So of course, my train had 40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes later than it should have. So I didn't get the train after that it up than like the norm. A guy with a beard. I didn't look at him, I didn't dance with him. We were walking from one floor to the other, and he takes his finger and puts it up my ass. What the fuck? At 16, you are a grown-ass man, you have a beard. That's strange. Maybe don't do that. However, he did do that. So that was my first club experience. However, I think since then I've developed like I think since then men, these types of men, right, who don't take no as no, but as like, oh, she's just being shy, you know. These type of men, they don't really give me attention anymore. I don't know why, but I think I just seem less approachable to them. So this time, it was fine. Nobody stick their finger up my ass, even though I was much more slutrily, like much less stressed, you know. Okay, let me concentrate. Also, every year in Leipzig there's this messe, I forgot what it's called in English, but this event where like people gather to listen to other people talk about books in particular and present new books, and authors talk about their books and stuff like that. And also at the same time in the same like building there is this convention is what it's called. There's this manga convention, and so many people pull up with cosplays and also furries. And if there is one thing about me, I love furries. They make me so happy. I don't know why, but I love furries. And they pulled up as any year, and I was also there. That's why I'm telling you this story. So I was also there, and like half the time I was sitting inside and listening to somebody talk about their book or something, and the other half of the time I was sitting outside and looking at furries, just looking at them, because if you know me, I'm kind of shy when it comes to talking to people I don't know. So I'm not brave enough to go talk to anybody, in particular people who I find look cool. So I did not speak with the furries, but I said to myself, next year I'm gonna ask a furry if I can take a picture with them. I hope I've like developed enough then to really do that, because that would be so cool. But on the second day that I was there, a friend of mine also was there, and she randomly found me, I think. And she actually, and we went outside to talk a little bit, because I was there with my brother, and well, he doesn't need to overhear a conversation with my friend, obviously. We went outside to talk, and there were furries, and also Montana Black, who's like this streamer, I guess. And there was this row of, you know, the people really in online in this sphere where you would come across furries. I know that when we first met, she's like a friend from university that I got to know from university, and I know that when we first met, she didn't know what furries were. So I like not on the first day we met, but like sometime that conversation just happened and I needed to explain to her what furries are. But she was like, we were like talking and she was like, oh my god, I want to pet one of those furries. Do you think that would be disrespectful? And I was like, no, of course not. Like, furries are used to people going up to them and talking to them and also, I guess, wanting to pet them. But she's also shy. She also doesn't talk to like people she doesn't know that much. So we just sat there. And watched them like creeps, But some guy overheard our conversation, and he went up to us like, "Hey, I heard what you just said. You totally can go pet that guy. I know him, he's cool. Just go up to him." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm not brave enough to do that." And he was like, "No, come on, just do it." And he went to the furry and was like, "Hey, these guys, they want to talk to you." And so my friend got up and went to that furry, and she was like, "Hey, can I pet you?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And she was like, "Yeah, what do you do as a furry? Like, when do you wear this costume?" And he was like, "Yeah, we travel around and just wear this to entertain people. Blah, blah, blah. We dance." And she was like, "Oh, you can dance?" And he was like, "No, I can't dance." It's a very strange conversation. No, it wasn't strange at all. But then other people wanted to also talk to him and take pictures with him, so he was gone. I wish I could have like asked him for his Instagram or something. I love furries. And he had such a cool fursuit. Oh, whatever. I follow this furry on Instagram. Their username is Fluffy Cutting Board, and they always like post videos of them in their fursuit, playing like emo riffs, like emo songs, and I think that is so cool. I wish there were more like emo people who went outside, because I think emo people either they don't exist, or in Germany at least, or they just do not go outside. Please. I need more emo people in my life, because I think then I would also have like the bravery to be more alternative. But like this, I also like want to fit in with the crowd I'm hanging around, you know. I think that's very normal. Also, when I didn't even tell you the story completely with the club in Berlin, which I went to yesterday, because I was there from like 1 o'clock to 3, so 2 hours, 15 euros entry, 2 hours, whatever. It's fine because I got to see my friend, and then I drove her home, and then I drove back to Leipzig. I was here at 9:20 in the morning, so a very long night. I got to sleep a little bit in the train, but I sat next to this guy, and I think I dreamt about like him asking me to be my sugar daddy, whatever. Very strange dream, but I think I cannot influence that. Okay, so I think, if I'm not completely mistaken, my look is finished now. But also, before I go, I wanted to show you my pants. So let me do a little like fit check now. Okay, so sorry for the worse video quality, but I thought it would be good if I could see myself for this portion of the video. So this is the fit. I've got this belt on, which has the same like structure as this bracelet, and I also have my jeans on, which you can't see really what is going on very well, but on the butt there's written emo sex, which I've like over the exam period I spent my whole life in the library, and I obviously needed to take breaks, and instead of being on my phone I thought, let's do something creative. So that's what I did, and the creative thing I did was work on these pants. It took like over a month. Whatever, I will blend in a picture of the pants. Also, I forgot to put on perfume. Let me show you which perfume I'm gonna wear because I've started wearing perfume now, guys. So the perfume I'm gonna wear is this. It is I found it lying on the street. As you can see, it doesn't have like the spray head, so I'm gonna you'll see how I put it on. It's very silly. I don't like the way the camera stands. Wait a second. Yeah, I think that is much better. What is going on? Okay. I feel like a commentary YouTuber with this setup. Okay, so I found this perfume lying on the street, which is why like the head is missing, and also I think it has a crack here. You can see it, right? Okay. It's called Luxuria Royale by Luxury, which is the brand Luxury. I think that is the most luxurious name you've ever heard. Let me describe the way it smells. I'm very bad at describing smells, but I would say it's visually.